This is the potion.
This is the weapon of the Jedi. The Force will be with you. Always.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
Apology accepted.
Come to the dark side. I have you now.
Don't make me do it.
Do it.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Not as clumsy or random as a light. This is the weapon of the Jedi.
Hey,
Hey, hello,
I made it.
welcome. You did
welcome.
make it.
I made it. It was sketchy there for a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ate something.
Hydra came after me.
Yep.
Hydra
Yep.
came after you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I was poisoned.
Yep.
Well, hello to everybody in the chat. I'm Arlen the Icky. You are.
And I'm JT,
And this is After the Weekend.
and we have a guest.
We do. Lovely gentleman right below us.
Lovely
How are you, sir?
gentlemen. Lovely and gentlemen are two words
He's-
that do not describe me.
He just brings in all the beard. Like there's so much beard on this show that it's
It's not even on the screen. I feel like there.
I feel like we're the stages. You know, you start with this, you go to that, and then
And then you try to achieve this.
it's like
Yeah.
the Southern Chia Pet.
I remember being at both of those stages. Okay. Yeah.
When's the last time you cut that? Or trimmed it?
It would be August of 2019. No. Yeah, August of 2019.
Okay.
I went to go trim it for a job interview and went to go trim up under here. And it went bad, and I end up with a goatee. And
Bummer.
I cried.
I just want to know, how often do you find hidden food in there?
Oh, often.
Is it like
But-
bonus food, or are you like, I got to get rid of that?
No, it depends on how long it's been in there and
Yeah.
what the animals that live in here typically, how they're treating it. Excuse me. Sometimes
There's nothing nested in
becomes-
there right now, is there?
There is. You look right in here. There is. Yes, yes. No, it's clean. I promise you. And contrary to the trolls on Twitter, it's not dry.
Okay.
I know, right? Everyone thinks when you have a beard, it's like dry. It's like no, it's actually.
It's like, and it's all, yeah, your beard's dry.
And what kind of comment is that, anyways?
And the worst part is the dude.
Shut up, Drybeard.
The one guy that told me that, like, it was like this big, massive insult. I looked at his picture and dude had like sprouts. I'm like, dude, come on, no, you can't even grow a beard. You're just jealous. It's okay.
Well, here's another beard person.
Yeah.
Beard of Liberty. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you put on a shirt and have to pull the bottom of your beard the rest of the way.
You want these?
Rest of the way out. Yeah. Yeah, you get that way. You get that way.
I am there.
2020, this was kind of long. My boss was like, I know it's 2020 and all, but are you going to cut that soon? So,
well, my
okay.
previous job, before I moved to Texas, they wouldn't let me grow it out very long because I went on site. I was on site tech, and I had to keep it nice and short and cleaned up. And so I moved out here. They're like, yeah, we don't care how long you grow it. I'm like, thank you.
That's good. Well, we're here with a special TV review because we had fun with the A-Team.
We did have a good time.
So what show did we pick this time, R2?
We picked something a little later, you could say, in the timeline of things we cover, but we picked King of the Hill, which is a TV show that
90,
I love.
90-ish.
Yeah, end of the 90s. But no, it's came out in 97.
96, 97. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I picked this. This is one of my favorites. And my family's favorites too. We like to watch King of the Hill, so
it's a classic TV show, kind of like up there with The Simpsons, Beavis Butthead.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yes, same guy. Mike Judge did both Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. So you picked this show, and then we were like, well, maybe we'll just do the show. But no, I think we should ask Codenomics because he's from Texas, because this show takes place in Texas. So we're like, okay, we'll have a guest on.
So I thought that's the only reason he invited me.
Yeah, just because you're in Texas.
Yeah, that's okay. If you couldn't tell.
Yes, that is true. My son is a little Bobby Hill.
Dang it, Bobby.
Does he kick people in the nuts?
He's threatened it. We're actually going to be covering that episode. It's one of his favorites.
Does he
wrong with that episode? I'm like, nah, Bobby's in the right here.
Does he go after bullies with his witty ways?
He does, yeah.
So I hadn't seen this show since I was a kid. Okay, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Like the first 4 seasons maybe. And I always liked it. But watching it again as a grown man and a parent, it is a completely different. Oh, and Texan now. It is a completely different show.
It is. Yeah, because when I was a kid, I really didn't. I knew it was there. I wasn't like always watching it. I was more of a Simpsons, South Park person. But yeah, I would say like rewatching these, we're now watching them from the beginning. So you're right. From like an adult perspective, this can be hit some stuff right on the nose, especially like with the neighbors and your friends and everything else that goes on in the world. And poor King of the Hill, poor kid, that family is so naive. So they just get into so many situations that it's so heartwarming but sad at the same time.
And I never would have get that's my purse. I don't know you. Sorry, that's gonna be in my lexicon forever now. I wouldn't have guessed it if I had been in Texas for a bit. Boomhauer is so that Louisiana friend.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That accent too, though, is very popular in Oklahoma. which is
Really?
a state right next to both of us too, because I'm in Arkansas. And oh yeah, there's like people at University of Oklahoma that they've got them talking, and you can't understand the hell they're saying. They're like, "Boober sooner dooner." You're like, what?
How did that go?
It is. I'm not doing it again.
I also learned that
pure gibberish.
I didn't realize it, but King of the Hill is where I got, I'll tell you what, from.
Yeah.
I've been using it most of my life, and I had no clue where I even got that from.
Well, there you go. That's pretty cool.
You know, too, and when I rewatched it, I started watching this again a couple of years ago, probably maybe 3 or 4. I was like, man, I haven't watched a show in a while. I put it on, and we all got a big kick out of it. But there's definitely 2 TV dads that I can really relate to these days, and that's Hank Hill and Red Foreman. That I can really identify with, and are 2 of my absolute favorites. But
well, here you go.
Ah, man, they gotta watch that friendly fire. Man, you gonna live dig and frag me like a dang old.
And everything, and when it's in Boomhauer's head, everything is like proper English.
I know, except for no. Yeah, him is all like proper English, but like everyone else is him.
Yeah, it's completely.
And everybody understands him.
And that whole accent came from Mike Judge getting a nasty voicemail from somebody about Beavis and Butthead, and he could not understand him, but had this thick Texas accent. And
I think the main character from the character from Beavis and Butthead, where he got Hank.
Yeah, Tom Anderson and Hank Hill definitely have a lot of similarities. There was definitely inspiration there, and even originally was planned to be related. But Fox kind of poo-pooed on any Beavis and Butthead crossovers with this show, so it never.
Were they in the same town? Was Beavis and Butthead in Texas?
Beavis and Butthead was in Texas. It's on the tip of my tongue where Beavis and Butthead were from. I can't think of it.
Then he had Daria.
And yeah, Daria, that was kind of funny. He created that character, but he never intended it to be a spinoff, and he had nothing to do with that spinoff either.
Yeah, but he made money out of it.
He did, but I mean, like, he had no involvement. I don't even think that took place in Texas either.
Well, Daria, because Daria was from Beavis and Butthead.
I know, but I'm like, I mean, I never watched Daria anyway, so I'm just saying, I don't know if that took place in Texas, like the spinoff.
Beavis and Butthead were in Highland, Texas.
Highland, that's right.
And Mike Judge is from Texas.
Yeah. Yep.
So he pulls a lot of his experiences for this show.
He does a lot of propane.
And propane accessories.
Yeah, and propane accessories. That comes from, for a while he was a bassist in a couple bands and toured a lot of Texas, and just kind of was always like just so intrigued by the amount of propane everywhere, and even saw, I think they were staying at a hotel and there was an ad for a propane place, and it was propane and propane accessories. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's there's a lot of that out there. So you have like, natural gas, and you have other things. So yeah, I mean, propane's big in Texas, small towns.
Well, rural places always have, property with propane tanks.
So before we reviewed like 5 episodes, right?
Yeah. So I went and I picked kind of 5 that I thought were good, but also for the most part, well rated too. So anybody who was a fan of the show would definitely kind of go like, oh yeah, that's a good episode. That's a good episode. Probably the one exception. It's not that it's not a good episode, but we did the pilot too, just kind of that introduction to everybody.
And that's a great episode, actually. The pilot's really funny.
It is. I mean, it does definitely kind of tee off a lot of characters throughout the series. And here, let me get this up.
And like the intro of this show is iconic, right? Like everyone knows the intro to King of the Hill. Just like everyone knows like G.I. Joe or like the Ghostbuster cartoon or South Park.
Okay,
Yeah.
does it bother anybody else that they're all drinking the beer and the girls are like changing the tires by themselves and Hank didn't do anything to help and she drags out the I'm like watching I'm like I can't see him just watching her drag out a couch by herself and them changing the tires by themselves. I'm like, it seems off brand for Hank.
When he's drinking his beer, that maybe.
Yeah.
Hey Pam, good to see you.
Hey Pam, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I mean, if they're drinking, sitting on the fence, maybe they're just watching everyone do their thing.
So I'm gonna be showing some of the episodes from Daily Motion. They actually have all the seasons. They're not the highest quality. They're a little cut off, but it's good representation. What Daily Motion?
No, I just looked at the you know why they call it a Ford?
Fix it again, Tony.
Fix it again, Tony. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then he explained it, and I laughed a little too hard at that.
Yeah, right. This is the introduction to Hank and his three kind of best friends for his whole life. You've got Bill on the far left there, who is not married, and he's kind of
you just feel for the man.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's the I don't want to say loser, but he's the down on his luck one of the bunch. He's divorced, and unfortunately, his life has not gone the greatest.
And I never looked up the actors in this.
Yeah,
and I mean, what's his name? Sorry,
Bill.
Yeah, him. I'm like, okay. The rest of them, I'm like, oh wow, I did not see that at all.
Yeah. Well, Bill is voiced by Stephen Root, who most people would know from like News Radio, but he was also Milton in Office Space, which was a classic Mike Judge film. So, and he also does Mr. Strickland, and he actually does a few other characters. I was gonna say that's one thing I really like about King of the Hill. It's kind of like old school Simpsons, where it's a very small cast doing the voice. It's I feel they're very talented.
Yeah, they're you'll probably get to her, but like I forgot that Brittany Murphy was Luann.
Yeah, and she does Joseph before puberty. So for the first couple seasons.
Yeah, and it doesn't even sound like her.
No, and
if you remember her,
she's great as Luann. There are some episodes she is just phenomenal. Just her range of character and just very, very talented. Which it's. I feel like after watching the show so many times, like I'm so sad she's gone because.
And Bobby's played by a lady.
Yes.
Pamela Hadlin.
Yeah.
Yes, Pamela Hadlin. Who's done a fair amount of live action acting too. But I can't think of anything like big where like, oh, you would know her. But she was the voice of Tommy Pickles though. And I mean, you if you looked her up, I mean, there's a lot of voices she's done that everybody would know. But after Bill, you've got Dale. Dale is by far my most favorite character on the show. Who is he is a conspiracy nut, and he's an exterminator that really enjoys his job.
Yeah, he would be loving life right now.
And he would be great. And it's funny too. Like I always kind of thought this, and this past weekend I was listening to a lot of videos on King of the Hill facts. But he is actually, his looks are modeled after Robert Patrick, the T-1000.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I always thought that, and I thought it was funny that that was actually the case. But he's voiced by a writer of the show, Johnny Hardwick, who, I mean, that's all he's really, I think, ever done. I mean, he's done a lot of writing for shows, but in terms of acting credits, I mean, that this show is it. But like, he's, I guess, all of his mannerisms and a lot of kind of quirks, Hardwick has a lot of those that Dale has. And there's some more info about Dale as we scroll through it. We'll bring it up, and then you've got Hank there. Hank, who's the star of the show. Hank is like, you know, the I guess quintessential Texan. I don't know how you want to describe it.
Hank's a good old boy.
Yeah, and he's just so naive too. Like he's just so willing to be good to people, or like see the good in people, that he overlooks like some of their. And we noticed that in some of these episodes that we watched, where he just it's like he's so oblivious to like what is happening. So
he takes pride though, like in every part of his
everything.
Life. You know, his family, but I mean, he loves to fix things. He loves to work on stuff around his house, his lawn, his car. There's you know, episodes where they have to do. There was one where they had to actually repair like a leaky pipe, and they have, you know, insurance hires professionals to come out, and he ends up doing all the work while they just sit there. Because to him, it's just fun to do that. But yeah, he is very naive as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, just he is though too. Just such a good guy. And then on the end there, you've got Boomhauer. Boomhauer is the one that you really can't understand him. As time goes on, you actually can understand him a bit more. And there's even some episodes where he does have a few lines where he's, you know, you can really easily understand it. But he's kind of like the ladies' man of the group, though, too. He's always dating women and chasing after chicks. And he's single as well, but he's definitely the opposite of Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all live on the same street, which their layout is very unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. I don't know if you've ever come across any neighborhoods out where you are in Texas, Code, but they've got the garage they've got like two streets. They've got like an alleyway, like all
the alleyway. I see him outside of in Dallas area.
There's some houses in Phoenix that are like that, where your garage is like not in front of your house, it's actually behind it, and then you have another street back there.
Yeah,
but Phoenix sucks.
Where I live, there is one neighborhood I've seen that, but I mean, like, that's like the very first time where there's like an alley with your garage in the back, but not in the front, which is very strange. But yeah, that's all they do is they hang out in the back alley, drink beer, and say, "Yep."
Yep.
Can you imagine they would probably have a YouTube channel nowadays?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
There's Bobby.
Yeah. And then Hank, you know, desperately wants Bobby to be him, you know, to be into the things that he's into, and kind of has the same, you know, ideals. And Bobby's very like carefree. He wants to be a comedian. He's not into sports at all. He's not into cars or anything like that. But at the same time, too, a very good kid. I mean, that's the other thing. But yeah, again, I'm not gonna lie. My son very much reminds me of Bobby. He's got quite a few stuffed animals. He really likes to, you know.
Well, that's kind of like any kid, right?
Like make people laugh, but like, you know, he's, you know, like Bobby likes to like dance around and entertain everybody. He's same way with that. But also too, like, you know, excuse me, he's a good kid, you know, very loyal to his friends, stands up for them, you know, always tries to do the right thing as well.
I think we're all like that, where we kind of want our kid to be like kind of like us, right? In a way, And Code, I know you have some kids, but I'm sure they're like not into everything that you're into, but you would like them to be. So you try to get them interested, and then they either do it or don't. So
I got 2 daughters, so
it's a little different.
but they're both. It's cool because having 2 kids, again, they're daughters, so but each what one isn't into, the other one seems to be into.
Okay.
So I don't have to have a favorite all around. I can have a favorite for this set of things and a favorite for this set of things, and I'm set.
Mhm.
And they're both going to grow up and not.
Remember,
be
he only
either.
and Hill only has one kid because of his narrow urethra.
Urethra.
Yes, that's another common thing throughout the series.
Narrow urethra.
As his dad says, his narrow urethra. I was going to say, wow, Code has 2 daughters. I just, I would love to be a fly on the wall when boys come around and just watching Code scare the hell out of those.
I don't even need to. My oldest she'll handle her stuff. She can shoot better than most of the people I know. She can handle, she can fight, she can take a punch. We played shoulders. She can hit hard. She's we played, just shoulders lightly. Obviously, I'm not punching my kid as hard as I can, but she's like almost laid me out a couple times. And she's like almost 6 foot tall, too.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah. I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about the other one. That one, damn little Irish one's going to be a nightmare.
True, very true, Beard of Liberty. But like, this is funny. Like I'm into that music, and it's like, he's like, is it the prank calls?
It was like the Jerky Boys he was listening to.
So what is this?
That is not funny. That is a medical disorder.
Yeah.
And then here he's like, I want you to give 110%. And he's like, well, what? Why 110%? And then his wife is like, well, why can't he just give 112%?
But 113. Well, 13.
No, 13 number.
He got so frustrated. I don't care.
He's like, fine, just do your best. Well, that's what he starts off with too. He's like, just do your best. How do I do my best? Well, you give 110%. Oh, we've got a commercial. Here,
it's okay.
I'll wait for it.
What kind of person drives a Toyota?
But this pilot though is very good at introducing the main characters right away. Like you said, right?
Yes.
You get the family, you get the and then a little later you start actually seeing, you see his friends.
Well, you might have skipped over that just because this format's not working as good as I thought with going through them or skipping along. But Luann too, who is their niece on Peggy's side.
Yeah, she just found out that she has no place to live in this episode, so they explain that. So this pilot episode does a really good job at like setting the environment for the rest of the series.
Well, and then too, we didn't even talk about Peggy. Peggy is Hank's wife. She's a substitute Spanish teacher for like middle school, and she's not very good at Spanish either. Is kind of the big joke throughout the series. And as it goes on, she gets through the show, she gets worse and worse at it.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. But this is a whole scene that I feel like every parent can relate to, where he's like, "Keep your eye on the ball." He's like, "What?
Stop
Keep
looking
your
at
eye on
me.
the ball. Stop looking at me."
That was great.
Yeah. And then just whack.
Nice timing on that pause.
Yeah. He gets clocked in the face.
Wow.
And
that look on his face when he got fell.
Yeah, he ends up with a black eye. And then this too, they go to the Megalomart, which is like Walmart on steroids.
It's super Walmart.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's even bigger than that. And this is Luann's boyfriend. You don't actually find that out yet, Buckley, but he's just like, hey, where can I find a tap and die in WD-40? And he's like, what?
What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a damn tap and die.
He's like, let's say I want a hammer. Where would I find a hammer? What do you need that for? It's like, oh my God. I'm like, same thing too. I feel like
I have been through this.
I know.
Yeah, that happens.
At Home Depot.
Yeah.
It's like, ask for something generic, and it's like, what are we trying to do? Shut up. Just tell me where it's at.
Well, yeah, that, or I
I
swear,
need your help.
like the one time I need to ask somebody where something is, I can't find anybody. But when I don't need anything, I will get asked every 5 freaking seconds. Do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need
You must
solar?
have like one of those. You must have one of those faces where you always look like you need help. But people stay away from me.
I guess so. That when I go to a theme park, everybody wants to ask me a questionnaire.
You have one of those faces that maybe just people are,
Just because I'm smiling doesn't mean I want to talk to you.
Just because I look like this doesn't mean I don't want to talk. People avoid me like the plague.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm out, like I don't get any of that. I just so.
Maybe you need to look like me, and I need to look like you guys, and their problems would be solved.
I get lucky. Even the Girl Scouts avoid me. I don't have to
Yeah,
worry about
there you go. This is probably why people don't talk to me. Like walk in a slight rush. No, yeah, there you go.
Actually, I was going to say, once I started having a beard, I can't tell you how many times I've been approached or I guess solicited to buy drugs.
You?
Yes.
Nobody offers me drugs.
Yeah, what the heck?
Back when we lived in California, man, everywhere I go
Okay.
out there.
No, yeah, there, yes. That's just
Yo,
California.
hey man, you want some trees?
You kind of have the shaggy look to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's the partial. It's that extended goatee. Is that a goatee? That's not a goatee. Whatever that is.
The chin beard.
Chin beard.
Yeah, chin strap. It's the cup you got going on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Zoinks. But he's getting mad, and then a couple women see it, overhear it, and they're like, start gossiping because Bobby's got a black eye. Hank's getting mad, and the rumor spreads that Hank is beating Bobby.
Yeah.
Has a bad temper.
And then everyone, because it's a small town, right? Everyone calls.
Yeah.
Right after this, everyone calls everyone or talks to everyone because that's a small town. Anyone who's lived in a small town, that's usually what happens. And then it gets all the way to the CPS person.
He threatened to hit him with a hammer.
This guy, Twiggy. What his name is?
Twig Boy.
Twig Boy.
Is he later in the show, or was he on Beavis and Butthead?
It's just that's a very, I feel like, similar character that you've seen on Beavis and Butthead.
I think he looks like the teacher from Beavis and Butthead.
And he's voiced by David Herman, who was in Office Space. He's the geeky white guy that loves gangster rap, who did a lot of voices for Beavis and Butthead, as well as he's kind of like the Harry Shearer and Hank Azaria. He does like, I feel like 90% of the rest of the voices of the show. So I think that's why he seems so familiar. But
yeah, I think
I loved how when he took off his braces, he was like, ah.
Ow. He picked up the papers like, ow.
Yeah, shows up. Bobby accidentally hits Peggy in the face with a ball. It gives her a bruise. And then he can hear Bobby bouncing the ball against the wall. He's getting mad. Dale ain't helping him with holding the light right. He slips, hurts himself, comes in.
He gets so mad right here.
Dale just runs away.
That's
Yeah, I
a
know.
recurring thing I've noticed too.
They run
Is
away.
The other
Yeah.
three just kind of like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
Just leaving them.
Well, I could kind of relate to that. I got an older brother, and I swear when he'd get mad, we'd all just kind of walk away.
The baseball.
And he's like, "How did you get this black eye? I was hit with a baseball. Oh, is this the same baseball that hit Bobby?" He gets so pissed at that guy.
His truck changes often in the show, by the way.
It does, especially early on. I mean, this one, the first couple.
Because he has like
episodes-
this truck, which is looks like a Ford Ranger, right? And then later on he gets like a Ram. Looks like a Ram.
It does. That this truck does die. There actually is an episode, and he gets an upgrade.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. Dale cuts his brake cable, and they all run. This Hank kicks him out, and he starts going throughout the neighborhood. And this is the opening to one of the best gags of the series, which
Oh my gosh.
Dale, and then Dale's wife Nancy, and
Her headaches.
and yeah, she has these perpetual headaches, and she goes to a Native American healer, the gentleman in the car there, John Redcorn, and he's like, "You've been going to him for 10 years, and you still got headaches."
It's amazing how much John looks like her son.
Nope. And that's his boy.
And he calls his son in.
Yeah, that was good.
He smokes a lot. Like I've known this person.
Oh yeah. That's another one. He smokes Manitoba cigarettes. And then there's Joseph. He's like, my boy Joseph. He's best friends with Bobby.
He asked him later too. He doesn't hit you, right?
Yeah. He meets with Boomhauer.
Yeah, and then Boomhauer like tries to get him to fix something else.
He's talking about like the neighbor's dogs barking.
Yep, and it keeps calling him. There's nothing but like put it in a computer. Look at it, he just I'm done.
I cannot think of his name right now, but actually the guy who for the first season voiced John Redcorn actually died a couple months before the series aired. He got in a car accident, got hit by somebody, and unfortunately passed away. But if you look at pictures of him, I mean, he looks exactly like John Redcorn.
Yeah, his name was Jonathan Josh.
No, that's who took over.
Oh, okay.
And then Jonathan Joss was the evil Native American in the remake of The Magnificent Seven. And then he played, I can't think of his name right now. He was the Native American guy on Parks and Rec that had the casino, that was friends with Leslie, that always liked messing with white people.
Talk about the horrors of children throwing rocks into a tailpipe here.
Yeah.
I know, right?
That scene made me cringe.
This is something too that occurs quite a bit in the first season of Hank is not very happy with having Luann, and she leaves her unmentionables all over his den.
I've got a young boy in this house.
Yeah. Another commercial.
That's Holly. She's a nurse. She's 37. Yeah. She got Botox. Just in case anybody was curious.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she got Botox.
We are not sponsored by Botox, though.
I am.
Yeah.
That's why I look so youthful and younger.
So, like I said, this episode's great because it introduces you to everybody, and it's like okay. I remember, especially if you're rewatching, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that, or like, oh yeah, I remember that character. But if you are just starting out watching this show, it's a great episode to start because it introduces everybody.
So I haven't watched the show in, I'm not even going to say how many years it's been, Because math sucks. It's been a long, long time. So I was like 16, 17, 18 years old. And it reintroduced me to the show. And granted, I know who the characters are, but it introduces you very well. It's not, they don't feel forced. It doesn't feel like they vomited all these characters on you. Like, look, here's this person, here's this person. It was natural.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just popped up like they would naturally pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I watched the show thinking about doing this later. And so I was actually watching it with more of that kind of mindset. I'm like, well, it was really smooth.
Yeah.
For some reason, that episode did not want to continue to play, even when I refreshed it. So,
okay. More standing around on the fence.
Yeah, more standing around
spoilers,
the fence.
He wasn't beating Bobby.
No.
And
he scares the Twig Boy away.
Twig Boy. They kept calling. The guy called him Twig Boy too.
Well, yeah. Well, he didn't do his due diligence, and he didn't talk to everybody, and he ends up getting fired, and he gets sent on a bus back to California, where he's from.
Sent back to L.A.
And,
how you pronounce that was.
Oh, that's right. This is the episode where they're going fishing and they use the crack. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Gotta have American dirt worms.
Made in American worms.
How many of you done this? I've done this before. How many of you done this?
Tried to steal a car and got caught?
No.
I've never stolen a car.
I meant
I've never dug up my own worms.
I
don't fish, so
okay.
Though most of the fishing I've done recently, it's usually using like minnows or
usually you go and buy them at Walmart.
Shrimp,
but
stuff like that.
But this is where you were saying like he's like Hank is like a good old boy, right? He wants to do everything like the natural way, right? The good way.
To take pride in everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Hank does remind me of those good old boys, and but yes, they do exist. Those good old boys I knew back in California. He's 100% just a country boy.
Yeah.
I want to do it all myself. I don't want to pay someone for something I can learn. Yeah,
and like when he goes fishing, he wants to sit and peacefully fish instead of like trying to get everything that until later he gets a little bit excited, but originally he wants to just sit there and fish. So
and then while they're doing that, Hank realizes somebody's trying to steal his pickup truck, and he ends up performing a citizen's arrest on the guy, which is pretty funny. Now, I've never caught anybody breaking into my car, but a friend of mine back in California, who we worked together with, he had I don't know what kind of Jeep, but he had like typical like Jeep Wrangler, an old one, and he was going out for his lunch break, and there was a guy trying to break into the car and start it, and he startled the guy, and he's like, it scared the crap out of me because the guy had one eye and like had like a big old cavity because he was a reoccurring car thief, and he actually got in a car accident and hit his eye on a gear shift and lost it. Like when he called the police because he ran, and he describes him, they're like, oh yeah, it's One-Eyed Willie the car thief. They knew exactly who it was.
My brain is just broken on the physics of getting into a car accident and hitting your eye on the gear shift.
And the fact that didn't stop you from maybe not stealing cars.
I mean,
people are crazy. But the fact that he grabbed him, it's like, I'm citizen arresting you, and you're not going anywhere. And
they go to the court hearing, and the judge is creative, and he sentenced this guy to live in the cab of a truck instead of going to jail.
An import.
And everybody gasped.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was very Texas right there. Import.
And hang on, let's see. There we go. Well, the police took apart Hank's pickup truck because they thought there might be drugs in there for some odd reason, and so Luann actually ends up putting the car back together for him instead, which he's fine with. But that's kind of they kind of do it in the first few seasons, but they never continue on with it. But yeah, Luann is very gifted when it comes to cars. And
yeah, they bust out in the first episode real quick.
Yeah. But why they didn't do more of it, I don't know. And
Are you looking for dead chicken? It's right here.
I wonder how much money Bass Pro paid to have his hat on the show.
At this time, who knows? I mean, I almost kind of go like maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. If you watch it, the hat the lettering changes from red to black throughout the scene.
If you have a bunch of rednecks fishing and one of them ain't got a Bass Pro hat, you ain't got a bunch
it's
of
not
rednecks
authentic.
fishing. You ain't got a bunch of rednecks fishing.
Yeah.
Just guarantee one of them.
And Hank too, yeah, he's all about just fishing with a good old American worm, where everybody else uses all sorts of stuff, scented bait and electric lures, which I didn't know they ever had electric lures.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Even like back then, I'm like, how many batteries were inside an electric lure?
He mentions that too about the batteries dying in the electric lures.
Yeah. And he gets skunked out on this trip, and so he wants to get something stronger. He goes to the bait shop.
Can we just talk about the bait shop guy here for a second? Like,
yeah,
this dude like literally
casual as hell.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm just gonna burn this place down, like for insurance.
Yeah.
He was wiping the counters down with gasoline.
He's like, yeah, go ahead, Hank, just have what you want. And he's like, okay.
Well, and this is one of those really good examples of just Hank's being oblivious to, like, trying to think of it, like people being bad, I guess. Would you call it?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on around him.
Yeah, he doesn't pick up on.
Focus on the bait.
On his way out, even like, yeah, I'll be back to check on the propane. The guy's like, hey, you should call first.
Yeah.
And then he drops them, and then he blows it up. Yeah, it's like, what the? Yeah.
Well, he's going out of business because of Megalomart, which is a pain of a lot of local businesses throughout this series.
This was of the episodes I watched in this little chunk. This was one of my favorite scenes. Just how casual this dude, because he's got the gasoline and he's like pouring it on the rag, and then he's just wiping the counter down. I'm like, oh, he's like burning the place. I'm like, wait, no, he's actually just. Why would you wipe it down? I'm like, wait, and then he's like walking out. He's just got that trail of lighter fluid just going on behind him, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's nothing.
I don't think I picked up on that. Well, and then too, he's got nothing in the store. Hank's oblivious to that. And he's like, what do you need? New rod, new reel? And then he's like, I need some bait. And he's like, well, I got these 3 things left.
Yeah.
Some blood dough.
Blood dough balls. He tells him about some hillbilly in a pickup truck.
That's where he's walking out with it, just trailing behind
kerosene.
him. That is one of my favorite scenes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he torches it. Yeah. And here's Jack. Yeah, I got Jack. What do you want?
Yeah, and he's like, you want to look for, go down here, and you're gonna look for a guy named Jack. He's got, the best homemade bait, and Hank doesn't really know.
These guys exist in Texas. Like when you go to Galveston.
Drug dealers, yes.
No, well, I meant the like random fishing bait guys. Like you like if you go to Galveston, there's a lot of dudes that like sell shrimp and like all kinds of bait. You just have to you literally just have to know where they are. And it's just like this guy, but he obviously went to the wrong dealer.
You see him a lot. Yeah, you see him a lot down. I saw him a lot down by the coast.
Yeah.
South Padre area. And
Yeah, you like pull up, it's all kind of shady like this. And you're like, oh, okay.
I was gonna say, any of the times people wanted to know if I wanted to buy illegal substances, it was never crack. It was always just the other stuff.
Lures,
Lures, worms,
handmade flies.
trees, and worms. That's what they were usually offering me. Or edibles. Apparently, I always look like apparently I looked like I was hungry. But yeah. He's like, "Hey, Jack, I need some bait."
I got bait for you.
He's like, "How much you got?" And he's like, "I have 20." He's like, 20 gets you all the bait you need. Rock on.
And he like throws it in there. Yeah.
Throws it in. He's like,
I know this came out in '96, so that was still a lot of crack for $20.
and he's like, freshness jars. You don't see that often.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
was he using Megalomart rags?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what Beard of Liberty was saying.
Oh, how did
So
you catch that?
If you go to the like scene where he's trying to put the crack on the bait on the hook, it's like, how do you even do this? It's so funny.
As he's doing it, I'm like, how's he gonna do this?
Ah, dang it.
Ooh.
But like
relief.
he ties it on there. You can tell he's a really good fisherman by the way he tied it. So
he like wrapped it like a caterpillar cocooning itself though.
Yeah. But I'm surprised he didn't get it on his like fingers, right? And
that's
he didn't,
what I was wondering. Well, so that's what I was wondering if that's why he wanted to go fishing so much after that.
I think it was a combination of things because he was getting high off the fish, like he was always getting the fish, but it probably was on his hands, like, or in his like he would rub it on his face.
I don't think you can get a contact out of him touching the crack, but maybe he got some in his mouth. But he was going fishing like a crack fiend.
Because it was because of the fish,
and he was wet at the same time.
He was also putting together his truck still too. That was kind of the other thing he had.
His Megalo rent.
Yeah, his Megalo rent. Well, I was gonna say I've been on some ride-alongs and I've seen some stuff, but yeah, I don't think you can through touching it. I think like that amount that probably can affect you.
It's all the ads. I have never had a shower head that it makes me feel like I'm drowning. I don't want that shower head. I got a good shower. I don't feel like I'm drowning.
No, anyways, like he was so addicted because he was getting up in the middle of the night, remember, to go fish. He's like, it's like 5 a.m. He's like, I've been up for hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's what made me think about that. It's because he laid down, was wide awake, just sat right back up and went.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's kind of more of its fishing is Hank's drug.
Yeah. Because he was getting so many fish, right? And then they stopped coming, and all his buddies are, what are you using? So
just a little glass vial.
And they all don't know what it is, which is
that's the best part. None of them know.
But the fish, like he's like, this is the same fish that I caught like last time. Like it was always the same fish or fish.
That fish was hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what's said here, but somebody says something. I think she like mentions like there's a part that she needs sorted. He's like, normally that would bug me. You know what? I think that bugs me. I gotta go fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ordered it. I needed it quick, so I ordered it via Ups.
Yeah, that's right.
It took me a second. I'm like, Ups? What the hell? Oh, UPS. Okay, nice.
It's like when you watch something really old and they're like, oh, the Federal Express man. It's like, what? Who? Oh, FedEx.
Yeah, it this episode was one of my favorites. This one was really funny.
And yeah, they're all about to go fishing. He's like, sorry, I'm supposed to go with Bobby. I'll see you guys. They're all still in the car, too.
They just sat there. I'll take some of that gum.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was me. Everybody disappeared.
You froze. You froze.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you went on Matrix on us.
It's okay.
He's like, I gotta go take Bobby fishing, and he just leaves them all in the car, in his car.
Mm-hmm.
His tiny little megalo rent.
Yeah. And so yeah, then he stops catching the fish. They don't want it anymore. Oh yeah. Dale's stooping around in his garage and comes at him with a weed whacker. And
Yeah,
then
this is
he's
what
like,
a crack dealer. This is what a crack fiend would do. He would
Yeah.
sneak in your garage and.
Well, he's like, it's okay, Hank, it's me. And he's like, I told you to get out of here.
It's like they're all addicted to this stuff, right? It's like they're all acting like, addicts.
I don't know why I noticed it, but that weed whacker doesn't have the little weed whacker string
Handle?
thing. That thing had a blade on it.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing until I looked it up. I'm like, is that actually a thing? Oh shit! Shoot! I'm like, ooh.
So yeah, he goes to get stronger bait, and Dale follows him, and then they get busted by the police.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's even funnier too, the fact that like Dale doesn't put two and two together that that it's drugs. It seems like like Dale would get that at least.
I think Boomhauer knew.
Maybe.
I think Boomhauer knew.
And yeah, they tell the judge. It's the same judge as before, who's shocked to find out that they're drug users. And he's like, I was using it for fishing. And he's like, well, I'm not going to let you off unless you can prove to me that you can catch a fish with a rock of crack.
Was Red Court sitting back there with Dale's wife?
Yes.
I'm like, why is he? Oh, he's right back there with his.
And yeah, Dale, he tried and tricks him with a frozen fish.
You're gonna cheat at least, yo.
Hot.
I had a coupon.
Dude, that's so balls. Like, that's so awesome. That's so boss. Like, they like someone that would even think that would even work. That's like so like.
What'd you hear when he's like, why'd you use a frozen fish? I had a coupon.
I know.
Well,
Like,
that's such
that's
a
amazing.
Dale thing too in the series. Well, he still can't get a fish to catch a fish with a rock of crack, but he ends up cheating when he sees that he still has some worms in his tackle box, and
He gets a fish. Yeah.
yeah, he catches a minnow with it.
But the judge was so impressed at how he was an actual fisherman. Like, he was just sitting there peacefully, patiently, and these photos were funny too of all of them. Because there's one where like someone's got their pants down or something.
The bailiff, the judge was pantsing him.
Yeah,
I mean, this is, if you've ever been fishing with a bunch of dudes, like, this is exactly, you get into all kinds of shenanigans like this, and you're just out there just enjoying the nature of it all, and that's what the judge like noticed.
I was gonna say, is that different than fishing with a bunch of girls?
Oh, fishing with a bunch of dudes is 100% different.
Yeah,
there's a lot less ew involved. I'm not a fisherman. I don't fish a lot, but I have been fishing.
Yeah,
most of the fishing I did, we called country fishing, and where you just you sat in the boat on the trailer in your parking lot with beer and whiskey.
I don't know why, but I could see Code doing noodling.
Oh yeah, I would do noodling. I would do noodling.
I want to 100%.
I would not.
I would totally do it.
I am not. I'm not going to go wade through the mud and then stick my hand into a just dark, muddy hole.
Why not?
Hoping that it's a fish that's biting me, and maybe not something else.
They don't bite you. They kind of just like suck on you.
Catfish.
Well, they don't bite. It's not like biting. It's more of like
They have teeth. Well,
yeah, but it's not like they're kind of doing like a that.
Yeah, but it hurts. It'll cut you up.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
so they're not biting you, but knives don't bite either.
Well, I was gonna say, the funny part about it though is JT knows something about me where, yeah, I'm like, I won't do that, but I would go like pick up an alligator, no problem, and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
Pick up an alligator.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So here you go, more standing around, right? And this is which season was this? What episode was this?
This is season 3. This is I think episode 10.
This one,
where,
this is the firefighter one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So this one's a lot of fun. Just because, yeah, they're the Arlington Fire Department goes on strike, so they volunteer.
Yeah.
And
this is where you said earlier about how proud he is of everything he does. Everyone else was just hanging out, just not caring about anything about the fire department. He was on top of everything. He's like, when should I do this? And the guy's like, I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Like, I'll sharpen the axes.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'll sharpen the axes. Don't do that with the hoses. You'll mess up their elasticity.
Yeah.
Elasticity.
Well, the other funny part is you get everybody's side of it too through their eyes, which is funny.
Yeah, because they're telling a story of how the fire station got burnt down.
Yeah, the fire station ends up getting burnt down.
And this is when you get the Boomhauer thing where he's telling his story, and then like everyone's like talking like him, but he's clear as day.
Yeah, and this is one where I'm like, he explained all of that, and the fire chief just like completely understood him. Like, I haven't seen anybody in this show yet. It's only been a couple episodes since.
Other than Hank,
But
Hank understands him.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Twig Boy didn't, but he's from LA.
No, I think you're right. Everybody does, but
the locals do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that don't.
But I mean, I feel like, right, if you're around that, you'll understand it. I mean, it's like a little kid who your kid's trying to learn how to talk. A lot of it's gibberish. You know what they're saying, but like somebody comes over and like, what did your kid just say?
Maybe I just haven't been in Texas long enough.
Well, I was gonna say I had a niece who talked like that when she was real little, like pure gibberish. The best part is she would people across the street from my aunt and uncle, they had a nanny who was like English was not her first language. Let's put it that way. And she would go over there and like they would have a conversation. I don't know how they understood each other. Makes me think a little Boomhauer. I can't remember how this all opens up though, with like why the fire chief though comes to that.
Bill, it was supposed to be on his. I think he's like a reserve of something. He's already a volunteer of something.
He's in the army.
Yeah, so they think he's doing that, and then this red truck pulls up, and Bill's in the car with the other guy. And he was like, "Hey, they went on strike, and we need some volunteers." And that's when everyone, oh heck yeah, let's do this. So, but again, Hank is the only one that's like really serious about it.
I did love how they all flocked to that truck like they were 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I laughed and I thought, no, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Bill's he's a hair cutter in like the army, right?
Yeah. Bill cuts hair. In the army.
Hair cutter, barber.
A
hair cutter.
I, the one who cut hair.
Texan, leave me alone.
Yeah. Like, he cuts hair for the army.
I thought it was funny though, like everybody's able to volunteer. And I'm like, what about everybody's jobs though?
Yeah.
Well, it's for the weekend. It's for the weekend.
Yeah.
Just while they're on, he even said the red flu. They all got the red flu.
The red flu, yeah.
On strike.
Like they do. They all parade around in gear for half of it, which I think is funny.
Yeah, and Hank even does like drills. Like he just drills with Bobby. Yeah.
Go.
Cool.
Gribble.
Smoking
like how he's a fire. Yeah, I know. He's smoking while he's putting out a fire.
What do you say? My helmet was all fogged up.
Mm-hmm.
And he lifts up his.
Because he was smoking. Yeah.
And it just pours out. It's all open.
Well, even back in the last episode, we skipped over that the judge gags Dale, and he swallows a cigarette and he's smoking out of his nostrils.
He's just blowing it out.
Yeah, and then this old guy, right? The dude that's like the original volunteer. He's here and he's got that stupid sign that he has to plug in. That Dale loves to do. But he gets electrocuted every time. Yeah, but he gets electrocuted every time he does it, which is funny.
I want that sign.
I'm sure you could find that on Etsy.
I'm sure I can for way too much money.
Yeah, you probably could. And then, yeah, this is when he's doing the drills with Bobby. He's so serious about the whole thing. It's so funny.
Checking everything.
And everybody else is just living life, like, playing games or whatever.
Frat house. The whole time.
Mm.
And then, too, there's that one kid who's like always, like ruins the moment. Because isn't he like, your dad's a volunteer?
Yeah, no.
Him and that other one. Him and the kid with that 90s shaved.
The post-nasal drip.
Well, he's got that 90s hair that's shaved up and got the little ponytail in the back.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but that's voiced by the same person who does Bobby.
We'll just call him me. I had that exact same haircut in the
90s.
This is funny. Like this was one of my favorite ones too.
He's just beating on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so funny to me.
Like the kids' reactions to it. Can I land on it? Oh no. They're just like panicked by it all.
I don't know. I don't know what that part was so funny to me, but when like he's like turn off, and Dale just comes over and just starts to like hammer on it with the wrench. I almost peed laughing at that.
Because I think everybody has done something where they didn't know what they were doing. They invite their friends over who know even less.
Oh yeah.
Chaos ensues and everybody panics. I had friends who they were building a model airplane and somehow managed to light the street on fire in front of their house.
Yeah, sounds like some stuff I did.
Yeah.
And poor Hank is like being so serious about the whole thing.
And like, I think he's the one that starts it, right?
Yeah. No, Dale ended up plugging it in. You talking about the starts the fire?
I thought Hank was the.
No, Hank was fighting him, and right after he left, Dale plugged it in.
Yeah.
But Hank did nothing wrong in that I saw in this entire episode.
Why is Boomhauer getting a tan?
That's why he sits around the whole episode tanning. And then the old guy dies. He actually dies like the day before the fire.
Oh yeah, and they're like carrying his casket and they like trip and like dump him out.
They won't touch it. He's like, it's bad luck. And yeah, they
told you.
They trip into it. Yeah, it's like the night before. They're all just like messing around. Hank's trying to be serious. They're playing ping pong, driving him up the wall. Where is it? He crushes the ball. And
they keep playing with the broken ball.
Yeah, they keep playing with it. Bill gets mad, crushes Hank's glasses, and then Hank chases him up here. He gets stuck.
Hank's
he leaves him there.
All right. He's good.
And then
then he farts later, like while he's up there.
Boomhauer and Dale start smacking the ball at his butt.
Yeah.
Or does he hit him with the ping pong battle? I forget which.
No, he's trying to swing the ping pong bat at him, and Boomhauer throws the that metal lid. And then they start playing with the ball. You guys playing with that broken, and I'm just like trying to picture playing with like the broken ping pong ball this whole time.
He's so mad.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I feel like everybody has annoyed their dad like that, and
Yeah, this is when they dump him into the grave.
Yeah, Dale won't carry it because it's bad luck. They all fall.
Oh my gosh, like that, like it's so horrible, so horrible.
It's so funny because every once in a while you can see that Beavis and Butthead style humor pop up in this show.
Yeah.
Alamo beer. Okay, kids, that's what I want for Christmas is that Alamo beer.
And then too, I was hoping it would be easy to spot, but when he's asking everybody, he asks Dale. Dale describes himself with long hair.
Yeah.
He's all like big and buff and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there he is.
Takes his hat off and it all like flows down.
I feel like we're gonna get hit with an ad here. I think after him is when Boomhauer has his part.
Testing the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny because he shows Bill doing that, and then when it's Bill's turn, he's doing the same thing. He didn't even change it. He's like, no, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yes, his hat comes off. He's got his long hair.
What a ridiculous episode. And then he got, like I said, yeah, what happened to his ear?
I think it got burned.
Yeah, I showed right here.
Here, this part, I think I set it up for. Here, I'm going to stop 1 second and make sure I got the audio on it. I'll let everybody hear what.
Boomhauer.
What it's like to be Boomhauer.
Boomhauer thinks he sounds like.
Yeah.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
Mm-mm.
That's weird. I can hear it.
You're fired.
I clicked it to.
Well, as long as you can hear it.
To share the audio. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, basically, it's Boomhauer times 4.
It is. Everybody's like, dang, oh, what? Yeah, I tell you what. Yep.
But he's like right here, he's like, I'm just trying to read this magazine, and it's taking me 20 minutes.
I had to read this 4 times.
Come on, guys. Can't we all be civil?
Yeah, can't we all just be adults or something? See, here's where Bill just... No, I'm just going to... Oh, no, it was later when Bill does his, huh? Yeah, and Bill's bald and even bigger in his story.
Yeah.
So kind of, shows you what Bill thinks of himself, too.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's Bill gets sad. So yeah, they mentioned somebody plugged in the sign, and they figured out it's a sign. And then Hank is about to essentially say it was Dale, and then he finds out from Dale that Dale ended up switching oxygen tanks to make sure that Hank had the one with the most oxygen in it, because he did, he was actually doing all the work.
So he can carry all their dead bodies out of the
Yeah. And so he goes, it was the ghost of, I can't think of his name, the guy that dies, the old man. He was the one that plugged it in. And then the guy he's like, all right, good enough for me. They're all off the hook.
Yep. They're all off the hook. They're pretty lucky. They're pretty lucky. They don't.
Yeah.
And Boomhauer the whole time is like, when he's like, he must have been. I can't remember the dead guy.
Well, he's like, don't tell me his name.
Boomhauer was like, no, he did. Don't ruin his name. They all did it. And the guy's like, oh, so you're all saying it was the dead guy? He's like, oh.
Yeah, the ghost.
But the guy can't understand him.
Yeah, Boomhauer is so like, oh, but he understood him clearly earlier. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Does John understand Garfield? Nobody knows.
That's a good question.
Yeah, nobody actually. There's no answer for that one. I have Googled that
Oh, he
one.
talks to him.
Well, I mean, I talked to when I had a cat, I talked to my cat.
Yeah, but I think they have like conversations. I can't
Garfield
remember.
he never actually responds to Garfield in a way that you could say he understood Garfield.
Okay.
I have watched it way too close.
Yeah, now I can't remember because I do feel like him and John have talked, but at the same time, I feel like they haven't.
Dude, there are
Right.
sadly, very in-depth YouTube videos
On Garfield.
on this subject.
Wow.
Not just on Garfield, on John and Garfield talking. I have been down that rabbit hole. Don't do it.
So this one is called Ho Yeah.
Yeah, this one was funny too. Yeah.
It's got Snoop Dogg in it.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's in it. Yeah.
Well, they called him in the
Alabaster.
Alabaster. In the credits, it's Big Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't remember Snoop Dogg ever being called Big Snoop Dogg.
Well, it makes me think because the dude's white, right? It's wondering.
Yeah.
I wonder if like Snoop Dogg's like, I want my character to be white, and I want his name to be Alabaster.
Well, he's a pimp from Oklahoma City too.
OKC.
And he's a little white guy. That's like the other. Snoop Dogg's pretty tall. He's like 6'3", 6'4".
I think he's like bigger than me.
Yeah, but it was funny though, right? Because
he weighs 100 pounds. But
he
he's
plays
really
a-
tall.
I mean,
that guy.
bigger, like taller. I think he's like taller than that.
Yeah, it starts off. Peg comes by to have lunch with Hank. Hank's like, I can't do it. The new assistant Buck hired is an idiot, and Buck Strickland has a particular type of women that he likes. Who?
Gosh.
Yeah. This is Renee Zellweger that voices her, and Mr. Strickland is based off of LBJ. That's who he's modeled after, his looks, and then I guess even mannerisms. I mean, I'm not familiar with them at all. But yeah, Peggy. Is that what her name is? Tammy, though.
Yeah, Tammy's the redhead.
Tammy. Okay. Yeah, they hit it off. They go to lunch, and Peggy likes her a lot, and finds out she's got nowhere to stay, and invites her to stay at the Hills in the den. But yeah, they go to a crepe place, and she's like, "Oh, you speak French?" It's like all impressed with her.
She said that, and then she like said some things in Spanish, and I'm like, wait, no, why? Okay, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah,
she wasn't that great of a translation teacher.
Yeah,
but no. This was a great character. She was funny. How she like
looks like she looks like trashy or slutty April O'Neil there.
Oh my God.
From Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she would like, oh, you got another friend over. Yeah, I got another friend.
Oh my God, that whole April O'Neil thing. I'm gonna need a printout of that scene.
Yeah, she keeps it.
You made our two freeze.
She's like, can I use your
froze
phone?
them. Yeah, she's got her pager.
Oh God, the pagers. That brought me back too. Watching this, she's like beep beep. I'm like, oh God, this is that old.
Yeah, then she takes Peggy out, right?
Based off the way she dresses alone.
I mean, it's this scene right here when she leaves with her.
Like, you got another date again?
And the way she like even goes up to the car.
She's like, how do my girls look? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
And they just want to find her a good man, right? So that way she can have a family with.
Let's say that Hank starts trotting around town, and He's like taking her on his propane routes.
Mm-hmm. He basically turns into her pimp.
That transition into pimp just killed me. When she, oh my god, yes,
Yeah, because he takes her, and then he's got all his like customers coming to his door asking for her, and then he beats one up on the street, I think.
So that's when he officially becomes her pimp. So maybe I missed something, and maybe it's in a previous episode. When did he get a Cadillac?
That's his dad's.
No, his dad's. He borrowed it. His dad borrowed the pickup truck, and he borrowed his dad's Cadillac.
It's his.
Okay,
It's
was
his
that in
Cadillac.
this episode, and I just wasn't paying attention? Oh, that's when his dad came over. Okay,
Yeah, his dad.
I got distracted.
He's got Hitler's canoe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that was. Yes, I forgot about that. Because he want to get dirt on. We have to clean out the bed because he doesn't want to get dirt on Hitler's canoe.
And then he's got. He's like, what does he call his Cadillac? He's very clear on that it's a Cadillac. He says it multiple times. He actually says something that's out of the ordinary.
I can't remember now.
I think I had walked in while this was playing. I had walked into the kitchen to make something real quick, and I walked back out, and then I'm like, okay, I sit back down.
Yeah.
I'm like,
then he gets
where the hell did he get a Cadillac from?
Yeah, it's his dad's, and then he gets the hat. So then he really looks like a pimp.
Yeah. Well, we didn't watch any episodes that covered, but yeah, Hank's dad is a World War II veteran who.
Why are you crying? My leg got blown off.
Had his shins blown off by the Japanese. He was 6'4", and now he's 5 feet tall. So he's got like.
Is that why he's so short?
Yeah. So he's just walking on his upper legs and waddles, but he's like a massive womanizer, and he sees her and he's like, "Don't I know you? I've been known to give a girl amnesia."
He says Singapore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what he introduced.
He knew. He knew instantly.
Yeah. And then he got mad at him too. It was funny where he's like, "I'm gonna go check this. That'll be fine." Gets all mad at him.
Yeah, and just that transition, and it was very. I missed the Cadillac part, but it was very well transitioned. Accidentally transitioned into being a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The show's actually really well written.
Yeah, it's a very good show. There's that.
Yeah, there's Cotton.
I'm gonna be starting it from the beginning here soon. I got a couple other things that I'm hopelessly addicted to. But as soon as I'm done with those addiction shows, I'm gonna be binging the hell out of this.
Yeah, Cadillac car. He keeps calling it Cadillac car.
Yeah.
Unless she's in a bag in the trunk.
And then he gets Peggy all dressed up too. She gets them all.
Yeah, I'm having connection troubles.
Buffer.
It's okay.
You're fired.
I know.
You're fired. No severance pay.
What amateur show do we have here?
No severance pay. It's okay. Life happens.
Yeah, but because she gets Peggy all like this, right? And then she actually likes it, right? She thinks she looks great. And then but what's sad is when she finds out, what Tammy
How
is.
she looks.
Yeah, she gets all sad and she gets all mad. It's like, oh, but you embraced it. Like you were cool with it,
Yeah, she loved it until she realized until she realized she looked like a hooker.
Yeah, but how did you not know that, right? It's like this is where we get that whole naive, they just want to be nice to everybody. But eventually, he bumps into her real pimp, Alabaster.
Alabaster.
He fights him, and then I think she just kind of to help her get back on track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she helps her get her GED.
Mm-hmm.
G frickin' ED.
She said at some point, even people who haven't graduated high school can get a GED.
There's the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's after he gets his hat and he's driving around in the Cadillac, and there's a guy who's not.
Not paying up.
What? Not paying up.
Yeah, he's like, give me my money or I'm gonna beat you or something like that.
Give the lady her money.
Poor Hank.
That and stupid buffering. Yeah, like his reverend pulls it next to him. He's just all thrilled to be in his hat, driving around
In the Cadillac.
It's a nice hat.
It is a pimpin' hat.
It is a nice hat.
But yeah. But
Yeah,
Alabaster.
Since I am having so much trouble here.
Alabaster from
Our commute. Yeah, turned down for what, Yeti F? Our community post, I did have a picture of what Alabaster looks like. So for some reason, we can't get this going.
He's right there. But there he is. But yeah, Snoop Dogg. I thought that was funny. It voiced him.
When he first popped up, I'm like, that sounds familiar. Because he wasn't, when he first started talking, it wasn't 100% Snoop. But then later, I'm like, oh, that's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, because I had to look it up when we were watching it. Like my wife looked it up. She's like, oh, yeah, it's really him. So, hey, Yeti F. But yeah. And then he like tells him, you know, he's like, go back to Oklahoma. This is my turf. These are my ladies.
These are my hoes. She's my hoe now.
Well, then
He turns around, everybody's just like,
and he's like, you made the biggest mistake marrying one of your hoes.
Yeah, I know.
Peggy is.
Did you notice his nail?
Yeah, he had the cocaine nail.
Did he have the cocaine? I didn't even notice that.
It was like this long. It was like that's the other thing about this show. There's a lot of little details like that if you watch it, you can watch it 100 times and you'll find something new every time.
Yeah,
I did. He did say something. What did he say? He said, or she said something about protecting me because it's okay. He's from Oklahoma anyway.
Yeah. No offense, but he's from Oklahoma. That's what
it was. No offense. He's from Oklahoma. And you know what? Honestly, before I moved to Texas, I never would have got that reference. I've been like, okay, from Oklahoma. I didn't realize that Texas and Oklahoma was like a big beef.
Yeah. You could, but yeah, that because he even has the cane and everything. I thought that was great.
That car,
though. There he is.
Faster.
That kind of looks like Yeti F, right? That looks like Yeti.
From now on, Yeti F is now Alabaster.
Look at him, he's so little too. And he gives him all the money. He's like, here, take this money. You get out of here. He's got like one of those, I can't remember what car that is, but that's like
it's like a Rolls Royce, it looks like, I feel.
1930 something, yeah.
Damn it, what is the name of that car?
I don't know, but it's old. You never marry your hoes. Oh, it's classic.
An Excalibur Series 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was like in the 30s, right? That car was like in the 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
It's an old car. And then we got the last episode.
Yeah. This one is considered the best episode. Kind of like any list on IMDb. It's
really
got the highest ratings. Yeah, this one right
here. This one is the one where he kicks everybody in the nuts.
Yeah. He gets.
Don't take my purse. I don't know you.
He gets beat up by this one kid all the time. The kid he's always trying to hit on his girlfriend, and he goes and
Chang
Wasana-san.
Wasana-san.
Yeah, and this is when this is the first episode where you get that we watched where you get the Laos guy. I'm from Laos, you know, the neighbor
Khan.
Khan. So like he like hates all the other kids, right? He just doesn't like, but he's like Chang's like the rich kid, the rich Asian, so he's like he wants to like get in cahoots with them.
It's like the country club or something.
Yeah, he's in charge of the country club. That
Yeah, so he tries to be extra nice to that kid. But they're having a slumber party, the girls are, and he's got all these rules. Like, they have to sign papers. Like, don't, you have to sign a waiver. Don't
and
do
pay,
this.
and pay money.
Oh, yeah, and pay money for breakfast. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I have ex-girlfriend of mine, her mom and dad looked just like Connie's mom and dad.
Wasn't she like wasn't she named Junior? Connie?
She's Con Junior.
Con Junior? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they call her Connie, and
they live next door.
And then it's Con and Min are her parents.
Yeah, and they live next door, I think.
Put Hank Hill's glasses on Con, and that's what her dad looked like.
Nice. But I just thought it was hilarious when he had like all the rules that he had to like. They had all
contract.
And oh gosh, now I can't think of his name either. But the same person who voices Con voices Cotton.
Okay.
Which I think
is
funny. Yeah, I cannot think of his name right now. But did any of you guys watch the Weird Al biography?
Yes.
He played Weird Al's dad.
Oh, really?
Who kills the accordion salesman? Yeah.
Yes, I watched that movie the day I got it out.
Was it good?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but yes. But
it was good when you realize that it's done in Weird Al style.
You have to love Weird Al.
But I will say I was also disappointed with it because I really wanted to know like the genuine story of it. Like I was wanting that, so
I see. This is funny. He comes to his that's for another time, another video. Then, you strip it down. What kid has these?
Well, because they're Dale's. It's his dad's.
Dale's.
Oh, okay.
He says she's got a nice set.
Yeah, nice set. He's like, shake it. Toby Huss, yes, thank you. Beard of Liberty. I appreciate that.
Show off.
Yeah. And then Chang shows up.
Hey, Chang.
On Bobby, calls him Booby Hill. Yeah.
Bobby, you go out the window.
For
everyone else.
Yeah.
Chang and his friends go out the door. Yeah.
That was so wrong.
They confront Bobby outside. Make him eat dirt. And he's like, I'll just yell for my dad. He'll come out.
He never comes.
I felt so bad.
He was asleep watching like a Seagal movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Monsignor Martinez.
Oh,
yeah, this
Martinez.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring.
Is it?
Thing that he watches.
Show within the show, yeah. And I guess too, like there's edits on YouTube where like somebody has pieced them all together to make an episode, but it's a Spanish soap opera that they're always watching. And his catchphrase is "Vaya con Dios."
Vaya con Dios.
Yeah, he's a show. It's a show within a show.
Well, thanks for ruining that. You should let me go this far into the show.
Look how beat up he is.
Nowadays you don't see this, but I love how Hank handled that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I can't fight your fights. You got to learn how to do it yourself.
Remember that time I pulled that bird girl off you in the playground? I'm not going to do that anymore.
And I love how he goes to the Y and he joins up with the women's
Well, he's desperate. He's trying to get into boxing, and this is the only thing. I don't think he really knows what it is.
Yeah, so that was actually a nice little actually subverting, not what they use that word for nowadays, but they had the gym going on in the background, and I honestly thought that they were going to put him in the gym class. And then all of a sudden he's in the women's protection. I'm like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah, and the guy that he sees is just the dummy. So it's like, oh, he he's just like coming in. Oh, okay, there's another guy in here. I'm cool.
He felt so relieved until he walked away.
Well, they're like, they won't let him in, and he's like, "Ma'am, I was beaten up and forced to eat dirt. I just want to learn how to protect myself." And she's like, "Okay, you can stay."
Well, it was that.
Yeah, everybody's like,
I
"Yeah,
was at a girl's sleepover.
yeah." She's like, ready to be empowered.
Yeah.
Grab your whistle. Let's go.
Take my purse. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
Bam.
I don't know. Hank got upset about that, and I'm like, no, I see no issues with kicking him.
No, you're good with anything below the belt.
Oh yeah, there's no rules unless you're in a ring or like some sanctions. There ain't no rules in a street fight.
Yeah. Could you guys hear that audio at all?
No.
Damn it. I know. Here, I'm gonna do this, 'cause-
Damn,
The
it looks
best
like
part
he's
though,
been
when who does he kick first?
the
Can't hear the audio.
Chang, right?
Yeah, Chang.
Yeah.
Nazapon.
Are we supposed to hear something?
No, I can hear it inside. There's
You can't hear that either?
no negative
Dang it.
Ghost Rider. Yeah, you just can't have
All
to
right.
voice them all for us. We want accurate representations of the voices.
Yeah.
All right.
Beard says you got to do them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Yep.
Sounds
it's,
just like that.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah.
If I ever get in a
So-
fight again, I'm so screaming that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this
That's
is when
what
he
my
does
kid
it.
yells all the time when he's ready to fight somebody. It's like, I'll fight him. I'll tell him, that's my purse. I don't know you.
I'm going to show this episode to my oldest daughter just so I can yell that at her. Why are you making me watch this? Just because it'll come in handy in like a month, okay?
This is where he, does it, and then he's so empowered by it. Because later
what
on,
do we got? Oh,
later on he's like, Dad, I got suspended. He's like, I want to fight, and they're all so proud of him. He's like, I just want to let you know, I did get detention. It's like, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then his friend, Redcorn's son, or no, Redcorn, yeah, well,
Yeah.
Joseph.
Redcorn's son.
no,
Joseph, he
it's
says,
Gibble.
go after the tallest kid. He's like, who's the tallest one in here?
Kicks him straight in the nuts.
And he's all, I don't know you.
It just gives us to let go of my purse.
And then and all these kids are afraid of him now because he's like, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. And then he's like, that guy's nuts asking for it over there. Like,
Well, there's the kid you like so much.
That was me in high school.
Bobby Hill. Did you have the beard when you had that haircut?
No, I couldn't grow a beard back then. I couldn't grow a beard until I was like 35 years old.
so it's the ponytail all the way down.
Yeah, it's that shaved up, and then, well, this guy had like the ponytail, like a mohawk thing, kind of thing going on. I think.
Hello.
Hey,
Hope you're having
Mrs.
fun
Cannoli.
over there with drunk.
Probably
got,
not. She came over here to say hi. She had to get
Stop
I
it!
know.
Lie.
But yeah, he says, he's like, you can't hit below the belt. That's like not right. And then he shows him how to box.
This is the belt line.
Mm-hmm. And he kicks his dad in the nuts. which is hilarious because
Yeah.
all those kids seem like they were fine, but his dad just like goes just he goes out for the count.
Facebook.
Oh, the funniest part too when he got kicked in the nuts was he goes, there's two of them. Where's the other one? I don't know. It'll show up sooner or later. Like one was so swollen, the other one was like up into some cavity. He's like, we don't know where it is.
Yeah, JT, how's your tum tums?
Oh, thank you. I'm good. I'm getting there. I made it through this show.
JT needs a belly rub.
I do.
JT's tum tums upset. Well, I was like dying all last week.
Just punch him in the face. I don't know. I don't know if I would have the balls to kick my dad in the nuts.
Put it this way, like not intentionally like that.
I don't know. When my dad gets back from getting milk and cigarettes, I'll kick him in the nuts. It was way too long of a delay on that one.
But the fact is, he just brings up ice cream and he puts it in his nuts. Like he's like completely like the kids seemed like they were fine, but he had like the worst.
It's
my
different.
kid one time like put on a pair of sunglasses and took a McDonald's French fry and held it like a cigarette. And he's like, "Look, I'm Dale." It's like that's hilarious. I'm like, don't do that anymore.
That's one of those moments where you're like, haha, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
yeah, but no.
It's funny. Let's not do that anymore. Like, don't tell other people that.
The struggles as a parent.
Yeah.
He doesn't kick Khan, does he?
No. The only adult he kicks is his dad.
Well, doesn't he kick his mom and she's like, can't hurt me there, which
yeah, that's when they're starting to fight. Yep. Right there. Mm-hmm. And he tries to kick her in the crotch and there's nothing there.
Like one of the few times where like Bobby's a bad kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, he gets that way too, because like remember it was one of these episodes where it was the first episode where he like tells his dad that like you know if you punish me I'll call CPS or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
was
he
the first
felt
episode.
that his dad didn't always love him.
Yeah. He felt like he could make him love him. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I'm sure that would still hurt.
It would hurt a little bit, but not enough as like what happened to Hank.
That look on her face, though.
But Bobby gets this way, right? He there's a couple episodes, like from what I remember, where he gets a little out of line, right? And they bring him back in to reality. Yeah.
Well, they all kind of have those moments. Because Peggy gets like real arrogant throughout the series, and
the show's very funny. It's just it also shows life, like in a funny way, or you could learn from a lot of your mistakes, or maybe you are a little bit naive, and then you get taken advantage of, or whatever. And this show really highlights that. That's why it's a good show. Like unlike The Simpsons, where it's just like it is just goofiness, right?
Yeah, well, The Simpsons is like good till about like the kind of, I think season maybe 12.
Yeah, but they still didn't do like this real life stuff. Like
I get
King of the Hill was real life, like sort of to a point. And I mean,
Simpsons is great until they started to push things a little much.
I was gonna say Simpsons ran out of things.
taken down. We got taken down.
What?
Oh.
Seriously? Like,
we're still live. We probably got suspended, but we'll probably be back. Here, I don't have my phone on me. Anybody else?
Stream
does?
unavailable.
Oh,
stream suspended for policy violations.
Yeah, last time this happened to us was
Oh, we're
what was
back
it?
now.
Yeah, it's just a suspension. Like a. Welcome back, folks.
Yeah.
We got a little greedy.
It's my fault.
But that's
Silver
what happened with
Hawks.
us at the Uncle Buck.
Yeah, I
You
guess
play
Fox
too much.
Fox is another one that doesn't mess around like Universal, which I guess is technically Disney. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we were watching too many clips. I mean, I think you were fine. Is just when you were actually like playing it.
Rode the highway way too close to the danger zone.
Yeah.
It happens.
So there is a rumor that they're working on a King of the Hill revival. It's and from what I've heard is that it will take place in the future. So it's not going to take place in it's not like they're just going to keep drawing it like the way that it was. Yeah, I'm very fearful of that because they haven't said is it going to be Mike Judge and Greg Daniels doing it again, who are the two people who are showrunners who Greg Daniels went on to help create The Office, the U.S. Office. Yeah, I am definitely a little worried. If anything, I mean, I feel like they should hire for King of the Hill to be writers is people from Babylon Bee. would be perfect. I mean, yeah, if we lived in a day and age where everybody could be made fun of and there wouldn't be issues, yeah, some of those people would be great writers for this show. But unfortunately, that probably will never happen.
Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't get re-upped, and because they tried to do that with Beavis and Butthead, and I heard it was.
Did.
God, that movie sucked.
I heard it was okay, but
Yeah, the movie is not good.
It was not good.
They have brought back the show to Comedy Central.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
And
I did watch an episode. It was all right. It's a little more tame though. I mean, that's all I could kind of say.
Code's face is like, nope.
Wasn't necessarily terrible. I let the kid watch an episode. He was cracking up.
Well, yeah, Beavis and Butthead was funny, but it was like,
yeah,
the original way they wrote him. Leave it alone. It's just like Ren and Stimpy too.
Yeah.
If Ren and Stimpy came out now, it wouldn't work. It's just sad.
No.
Well, they actually
Stimpy
did
would be
bring
fine
back
nowadays.
They did bring back Ren and Stimpy, and it wasn't any good.
Yeah, I didn't know
the
that.
other thing is that the guy who created it, they fired him. He doesn't have any ownership of that too.
I watched Ren and Stimpy about 6-7 years ago. I sat there and watched it.
It wasn't good too. I know what you're talking about.
Well, no, it wasn't good, but I'm like watching it like my mom let me watch this crap.
It was awesome.
I called my mom. You let me watch Ren and Stimpy? What? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was just awkward. That show was just pure cringe.
Well, the guy who created Ren and Stimpy too, he really wanted to push things, and Nickelodeon really wanted it to be a kids show, and he didn't intend for it to be like that. I mean, that was kind of the other thing. It was Ren and Stimpy was really made more to be an MTV show, but it just didn't work out that way.
Ren and Stimpy had those weird close-up things.
It's very grotesque detail.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Very detailed.
My Magic Nose Goblin collection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The litter box. Yep. We should review that show later. Well, this was great. This was fun. Yeah. We actually went a little bit longer
we
normal.
We haven't gone this long in quite a while.
In a while. Yeah. But we went over the 5 episodes, which were all great episodes. Rick, did you put them in the description at all?
Yes, those should be in the description. If you have Hulu, you can go find those over on Hulu.
Yep.
But otherwise, yeah, you can find those free over on Daily Motion. That's where I was.
Just don't stream them.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to show them off at. But yep, I have them all listed. What season, what episode.
I'm gonna probably keep watching just to get some like a short, funny show, before bed or while you're eating a snack or something. So it's definitely a good show to rewatch. I would definitely say that. So
yeah, I think once I'm done with Bones, I'm gonna start.
yeah. I think it's one of those shows you can definitely binge on and have a good time. We haven't decided what we're doing next week. So we'll let you know, right? We haven't picked a movie.
I think it's your turn to pick too.
Okay. Well, I haven't decided. So.
You should do Spaceballs.
Maybe. Are you a fan of Spaceballs?
Me? Oh my God, it's my favorite movie. Like of all movies ever made, it's not the best movie, but it is my all-time favorite movie. That movie I could be sick, depressed. I literally, when I've had people in my life, like I've gone to a funeral and gone home and immediately watched Spaceballs and laughed.
Do whatever helps.
It's that movie for me. I watch Spaceballs at least once a month.
Well, I feel like you probably quote a scene from it regularly.
Daily in regular.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes, that's a very common quote in my in Teams chat at work. So yeah.
Log, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
Well, Code, it's been great, man. This has been fun. You're definitely welcome back to talk about whatever else, but hopefully you had a good time. We'll pick the movie for next week. We'll let you know. I don't know. Maybe we could do Spaceballs. Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's not bad. We'll talk about that. I do appreciate that suggestion. That's a good one. I was gonna say, Code, where can the people find you? Do you want the people to find you?
Do the people want to find me?
He's picking fights on Twitter.
That's what I'm good at. I don't stream yet, but Twitter, Codenomics, ACTL. Basically, if you look up Codenomics, except for that jackwagon that stole my Twitter account when I got suspended years ago, if you Google Codenomics, it's me.
Are you still Dr. Codenomics on there?
That was a joke, and I just forgot about it, and I guess it's just gonna kind of stick.
Yeah, I mean it works.
So I'm leaving it. Yeah, Codenomics all the places. Everywhere.
We didn't get to mention this, but hopefully if we have you back, you can fill us in, because I haven't heard if there's anything new, but Code has a robot vacuum cleaner that tries to escape his house.
Sadly, my new apartment, it doesn't do well on the carpet that I have.
Oh.
And so I gave it to my ex. So it's at her apartment.
Oh, okay.
My kids torture it. The cats torture. I think it tortures the cats, and it tried to escape day before yesterday. I watch it while I'm picking up my daughter. It's like, and they're all just staring at it as it's like coming, trying to go out the front door. I'm like, Tachi. That's Tachikoma, the meme robot.
That's so funny. All right, well, awesome. JT, what's going on with you over on your own channel?
Oh, so this Wednesday, Alex from the Salty Nerd will be my guest again. So, and I think he's streaming from his new studio, so it should be fun to talk about that. And yeah, and we'll let you know what we pick for next week. So again, fun time, fun show. This is great talking about this Texan, King of the Hill. So,
and thank you so much, Code, for joining us. That was great. We loved having you.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have you back.
Appreciate it. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.